Well, hello there everyone. I'm Christy and I'm so glad that you stopped by today. I have been really busy in my kitchen. I have made 3 old-fashioned vintage cookies. These are amazing. They're so delicious. They're really a classic Christmas cookie and I'm excited to share the recipes with you and show you just how to make them. So hang with me because it's that time to get cooking. All right, let's make the Gingersnaps. So here is what you will need. 3/4 of a cup or 1½ sticks of butter at room temperature, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Blend until creamy. And I'm just going to scrape down the sides of my bowl here. Then add 1 egg and 1/3 cup of molasses, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger and a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, and 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Okay, you can chill your dough if you like, but you do not have to. I'm just going to use a cookie scoop. I'm going to scoop them, roll them in sugar, and then put them on my cookie sheet. Bake in a 350-degree oven for 10 to 12 minutes. So now let's make the old-fashioned oatmeal. You'll need 2 sticks or 1 cup of softened butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, and 1/2 of a cup of regular sugar. And then blend until creamy. Add 2 eggs. And scrape down the sides of the bowl. Then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1 tablespoon of molasses. And then 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of baking soda, and then 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And then what I have here is 2 cups of old-fashioned oats. I put them in my food processor and blended them just so that they would be finer in texture. And then I add 1 cup of all-purpose flour and blend, and then add another cup of flour and blend. So now let's scoop these cookies. Then bake in a 350-degree oven for 10 to 12 minutes. Cookies are done. I'm letting them cool, but while they're cooling, I'm going to make the icing. 2 cups of powdered sugar, 3 tablespoons of milk, and 1/2 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I've placed the icing in a Ziploc bag and cut the corner off. This just makes it easier to pipe on the cookie. Then I'm taking a pastry brush and just brushing that icing on top. So the last cookie that we're going to make today, I got the recipe from a dear friend of mine, Miss Fargo. These are Texas lizzies. They're actually like a fruitcake cookie. And listen, I am not a huge fruitcake fan, but I love these cookies. I am cutting the recipe in half because they make a ton. And the nice thing about these cookies is they keep for several weeks. So you could make these a few weeks before Christmas and they'll still be good. All right, so let's get to making these cookies. To 1 stick of softened butter, add 1 cup of brown sugar and blend until creamy. Then add 2 eggs and blend again. Now I'm slowly incorporating 1/2 of a cup of a bourbon whiskey and 1 tablespoon of milk, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and a teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, so what I have here is my candied fruit. I've got red and green cherries and pineapple. A half of a pound of the cherries. And I'm going to do half red and half green. I'm basically just going to take half of these cherries. All right, and then half of the green. This whole container here, so I'm going to just add it all. All right, then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour and some flour into smaller pieces. And I'm just going to cut them. All right, so I'm going to add 1 3/4 cup of flour. To add my chopped candied fruit. I have here a half of a pound of dark raisins and a half of a pound of golden raisins. I also have a half of a pound of chopped pecans and a half of a pound of chopped walnuts. Then you want to cover it and put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour, but best overnight. All right, so I just took the cookies out of the refrigerator, and now I'm just going to scoop them onto a cookie tray. All right, then bake in a 325-degree oven for 10 to 12 minutes. All right, guys, well, I'm so glad that you hung out with me today in my kitchen. If you enjoyed seeing how to make these delicious old-fashioned cookies, would you please give me a thumbs up? And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I do put out delicious recipes every single week. And if you hit the little notification bell, then you'll be notified as soon as I upload a new video. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and as always, I will see you soon with more delicious recipes.